Here in Paris, President Emmanuel Macron is to seek to reassure West African leaders of his commitment to Africa's anti-terrorism fight later this Friday. These will be the first talks since he announced a reduction of French troops in the region. The decision last month to scale back French forces, opening up an uncertain phase in the fight against jihadist militants that control wide swathes of West Africa. There have been spikes too in extremist attacks in Burkina Faso and Niger, sparking concern that the reduction of French troops will indeed create a security void in the region. Our French politics editor, Marc Perelman, joins me now from the Elysee, the French presidential palace. Marc, are we likely at this meeting to get further details about the nature of that French troop withdrawal?
Well, that's certainly what the African heads of state are hoping, because since the announcement, they've had very little information on the details of this redeployment, if you will, or withdrawal, as many are seeing this, of French troops. And so the French president is currently informing them, and then he'll give details. That's what's expected at a press conference alongside the president of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, whom he's hosting today here at the Elysee Palace, because yes, there are many question marks. What does this mean? We can expect the president to say we need a more agile force targeting terrorist leaders, and French troops and their allies have indeed hit several leaders in the past weeks. This obviously as a way to convey the message that we're withdrawing, we're not fleeing. And obviously there is a shadow hanging over the situation in the Sahel, is what's happening as we speak in Afghanistan with the U.S. withdrawal, and the feeling that basically the U.S., its allies, are heading for the exit doors and leaving Afghan troops on their own. And so that's what the French president will want to avoid, to give the feeling that the French troops are indeed abandoning their allies in Africa against jihadist groups.
But clearly, as you say, their leaders in the region are very concerned by this French withdrawal, aren't they, Marc?
Yes, they are. And there were also concerns about the attitude of the U.S. And clearly the shift between the Trump administration and the Biden administration is an important one. For instance, the Trump administration had indicated that they wanted to close an important strategic base in Agadez in the north of Niger. The Biden administration has decided to maintain this military forward base, as it's called. The U.S. will also continue to collaborate when it comes to intelligence. This is key, obviously. And also the French are hoping to bring in some European special troops. This is operation called Takuba. We've heard a lot of speeches, a lot of announcements, but not lots of boots on the ground. So the French president will insist that France is not alone. It has its allies in Africa. It has its American ally, European allies. But clearly the heads of state there are worried, because we see civilians, soldiers being killed on a daily basis, because yes, the jihadists probably got the message that the French are changing their position and that they don't want this to become a forever war.
Marc Perelman, thank you.